Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Now this is my makeup tutorial. I'm doing a voiceover for the first time, trying it out. Now I'm using the Glow Prep moisturizer for my face before I even start, because it's good to hydrate my face and cleanse it before I even put makeup on. And I'm still rubbing that in, making sure that it's all nice and dried into the skin, making sure that I've got every area. Then I move on to putting foundation onto my face. Now this foundation is the Revolution Hydrate and Define. Some of it dropped. Hydration and Define foundation, and it's F2. The shade is F2. So I'm basically putting it in dots on my face because I don't really use that much. But some of it did drop on the floor by an accident. Well, on my chest. I'm making sure that I've got my chin, my cheekbones and my forehead, and then I'm going to go in with this brush and I'm going to go into circular motions, just making sure I got all of my skin covered. As you can see, it's a very yellowy foundation, but it's good for my skin because I have got jaundice, and I can see in the video that I kind of missed like some of my face, but that's okay because that's where the bronzer is going to go. I'm still making sure that I've got everything, so I make sure that I got all of my forehead, bring it down to the side, doing the same on the other side, making sure I bring it down to my nose as well, and I go over my eyes just to make sure that I've got those coloured, because I've got discoloration on my eyes. Then I move down to my neck just to make sure that it's blended out properly and there's no patches. I'm still doing this, still rubbing it in, making sure that I have everywhere done with the foundation. Then I'm going to move on to some highlighter. Now I put this highlighter on my nose, my two cheekbones, and that is it. I did struggle to open it a little, but this is the brush that I use for the highlighter, and I tend to use it for the bronzer as well, and the blush. So I'm putting it on my cheekbones, on my nose, and my cheekbone basically. So two of my cheekbones, then my nose, and then I move on to bronzer. So I use a smaller brush for the bronzer, and it's a flat brush. Now this flat brush helps get the cheekbones properly. So if I put the bronzer onto my face, normally with a big brush it makes it all look clumpy. So as I'm using the flat brush here, it's making it look more precise, and I'm basically found out that if I go more higher, it will show my cheekbones, and if I stop where my eyebrows are, I can see it more better. Stephen is holding the camera. That is how you guys are able to see my face. See, the look is going to come together very soon, and then it's basically I'm contouring my face, and I am going to contour that nose just to make sure that it's visible, so I'm not hiding my nose upon all of the makeup and everything, just making sure that you guys can actually see my nose. And then with a different brush, a more bigger brush, I'm going to blend that bronzer into my face, making sure that it's all blended in so it doesn't look out of place or patchy at all. So I'm still doing that, making sure that I got all of the bronzer so it doesn't look patchy, because sometimes when I used to do my bronzer, it always looked really, really patchy. And it gives the horrible lines ever. Then I moved on to a L'Oreal Paris blusher. Now the foundation was from Revolution. So, and the concealer that I shall be using is from Revolution as well. Right, some of my products are from Revolution and some of my products are from Maybelline New York, and some of my products that I use are from I said Revolution already, but it's okay. So I have to smile just to get my apples off my cheeks, because you want to make sure that you've got your apples of the cheeks all nice and plump, so then your cheeks could actually like show a bit of colour, because I'm very pale myself, so I kind of like to use a lot of blush. Then I like to put it on my nose and my forehead just to give a little bit more colour into my skin. I just realised that I forgot to use the concealer, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the concealer under the bronzer that I just did, and then I put some concealer on the other side, the same thing, and then I put it on my chin and my bottom lip and my cupid's bow. And then I will put some on the forehead in the same way that I put it on my cheeks. So that just basically gives it a bit of a shine. And then what I do is I put the concealer on the sides of my nose, just so that where I did the bronzer, it can show a little bit more. I'm smiling at the camera because Stephen is behind the camera and he was making me laugh a little. I love it when he makes me laugh because it's been like the funniest video ever. I haven't been able to do one of these videos because he just makes me laugh so much. I love him so much. Today's me just making sure that I got all the concealer into my skin and making sure that it's blended well. And I keep doing this until all of the concealer doesn't look patchy. Then I move to the forehead and I make sure that it's blended in, and I make sure I get the nose where I put it, and then I blend it upwards. Then I get the sides of the nose just to make sure that I got that colour all done. Then I do under the chin. I can see that it looks so white on camera, but that's okay because it gives it a bit of a different look. Then I'm going to go in with the Stay Matte powder, and this powder is from Maybelline New York. And I think I can't remember what shade it was, but I'm going to have to put the shade in the description box down below, as well as all the makeup products that I'm using. So I'm making sure that I'm going over everything so it makes it look more mattified. And I like to go over my nose like that, and then down the cheeks and up on the forehead. I know my hair's a bit messy today, but I did try clipping it up, but it's alright. I'm not really going nowhere. Just stuck indoors. Then I look at the camera because I don't know whether Stephen is like moving it or not, because it did look a little bit slanted, but it wasn't, so it's all good. Stephen reassured me that the camera was facing me. Then I go over with a bigger brush to blend it in a bit more, making sure that I have everything so it makes it look more natural and less cakey. Then I'm going to go in with the Revolution Brow product. I am using the brow product, and this is the shade Brown. So that's the shade Brown. Stephen zoomed in for me. Very good zooming actually, Stephen, thank you. So I'm going over my brows. This is the normal way that I actually do my brows. I know it doesn't really look like the proper way that people do it, but I'm not a professional, so this is just my first. I see that I've messed up a bit here. It was very hard for me to keep quiet because I like talking in my video. But at least I got to concentrate a bit more. Then I move on to the other side, and I try and do the same thing just to make sure they look the exact same. Then what I will do in a few moments is I will use the spoolie end, and here is me using the spoolie just to make sure that the colour is blended in very, very well. So I'm blending the brow product into my brows. I like to brush upwards and then to the side, just to make sure it looks okay. So those are the brows that are done. Then what I will do is I will go in with my lip liner, and this lip liner is called the Red Lip Liner, and it's from Maybelline New York. Now I line my lips, and then I will use the same lip liner just to use as a lip colour, so it gives it a bit of colour to my lips. And then I will just shade that in there. Now I'm not going to use any product like on my lips after this. I just use the lip liner because the lip liner looks more better than using like heavy lipstick. I've only just started doing this, so I show you one more time, and it's from Maybelline New York. Then I go in with the mascara that everyone has been going on about on TikTok, and Stephen zooms in for me. Perfect zooming in. Thank you, Stephen, again. As you guys can see, it makes my eyes, my eyelashes look 10 times longer, and I'm actually very, very happy with the product. As you can see, I'm like, they're really long. And then he zooms out, then he will zoom back in a little bit just so he can get the other side. I'm making sure that it's one coat, but I keep on going over and over the lashes to make sure they look the exact same. And then I'll keep on doing it. So then when I'm happy, I will finish with the lashes. And then I say that is the end of my look. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to.